The news headline: Beirut explosion, massive blast devastates city's port area. A massive explosion shook Beirut on Tuesday, killing at least 60 people and injuring thousands of others amid the widespread damage. The Beirut blast damaged many buildings across the capital and sending a giant mushroom cloud into the sky. Experts are investigating what started the explosion. Please subscribe and click the notification bell icon to receive a notification concerning the cause of the explosion.
I think you can see here, I mean, even behind me, these buildings are all destroyed, but there is just a never-ending ferry of ambulances running past me that are ferrying people from this port area to the local hospitals. And what we've heard, as you said, is that there's hundreds dead or injured from this explosion today. There you go again. Here's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ambulances leaving this port area and going. So just this chaos is continuing. They are still trying to search for the injured near where this blast took place. And I know I said this before, but I'll just say again, there's the port area where this blast took place. These insane pictures that we've seen, and I'll tell you, Andrew, every time I see the footage of that explosion, my heart it's really an unbelievably large blast. But even as I was saying before, here I am, kilometers away from where it happened, and there is just glass everywhere. This was a parking garage. You can see the door has been completely ripped off on an internal wall. So that gives you an idea of how intense the blast was. But yes, these rescue efforts are ongoing. Actually, I don't know if I can see you here. This is about maybe 20 stories up behind me, this building. If I can show you, those top floors there, the windows are blown out, and I can see the curtains flapping in the wind. That's how powerful this blast was, Andrew. So as I said, rescue efforts ongoing. We still don't have any confirmation on the number of dead or injured in this blast today, Andrew.
But Rebecca, you have seen just a steady stream of ambulances go by, so that could be an indication. We don't know, but it just certainly seems as though the blast. Now, would this port have been a busy area where this explosion took place? Would this normally be a busy area where there would be activity, where there would be workers?
Yeah, absolutely. I will say that, we were back in a coronavirus lockdown in the last few days. So there is a chance that perhaps that port area was less busy than normal, but it would have been a busy area. There would have been workers. Actually, I just spoke to somebody here who was in a building, he said, about 150 meters away from where it exploded. He told me that that in this building, he works as he's a maintenance worker in this building, that he said half the people in the building he thought had possibly lost their lives, and that he spent the first hour after the explosion just trying to search the building for those that were injured, and try to take them to medical facilities. So that also gives us an idea. Another person I just spoke to who lives a bit farther away, we just saw him here on the street. He says that he's in a neighborhood called Jaytawi, that after the blast, that he started going, door to door in his neighborhood, because a lot of old people live in his neighborhood, finding people and using his scooter to ferry them to various medical facilities here in Beirut. And he said he thinks that he saw hundreds of injured people. So that's also giving us an idea of the toll. But like I said, Andrew, we don't have any official numbers, and I think it could be hours or even days before we really know the severity of this blast.
And Rebecca, when we see some of these images of the blast, it looks kind of like a mushroom cloud. And then you see some of the images afterwards, and the circumference of damage, it looks huge. Do you have a sense of that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I can tell you, I'm almost 3 kilometers from the port, and I think we talked about it before, and we've seen these images of my own apartment. The doors were completely blown off, even the inside doors blown off. Every window almost in my apartment is smashed. Windows and doors from the balcony were basically picked up and chucked across my living room, and that's kilometers away from the blast site. So that gives you an idea of the intensity. Now, what we first heard, of course, was that this was a fireworks, that this was some sort of a fireworks storage that was caught on fire. We're now hearing from people from the Port Authority that there was chemicals, that there was explosive chemicals in this storage facility, and that's why the blast was so big. But I think there are still, Andrew, to be honest with you, a lot of unknowns. I think we don't know the full story yet. There's been a lot of speculation online and from different political actors that about what happened, about saying that it was a weapons cache, making all kinds of accusations. We have no information to confirm any of those accusations at this point. But I will just add that this is happening in a time of political intensity. Like, there has been a lot of tension in the recent weeks between Israel and the Lebanese militant group Hezbollah and other political actors in the country. So I think that's fueling a lot of the accusations and a lot of the concerns. But at the moment, we really don't have any more information than what we're hearing from the authorities, that this was some sort of fireworks storage, and that there was possibly some chemicals that had been stored for a long period of time that then caught on fire, causing this massive mushroom and this explosion that we saw today, Andrew.